術式順天青
Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to Maximum Output Training. It has been a little bit, it's been like over a week since I last saw you guys. I was in the plans or in the stages or just figuring out how to record last week for a training vlog for you guys. But I got fucking injured, so that's lovely. So last weekend I went away on a mini vacation. I went up with some friends, celebrated a friend's 30th birthday. We were up at a cottage, but the drive was 3 hours there. And I kind of really didn't do anything that entire weekend. I sat around, had drinks, ate lots of food, just hung out with friends, and I didn't like move a whole lot. Like, sure, we did some kayaking. I did for my first time. Woohoo! And that was quite the experience there. And yeah, we didn't do a whole lot. We sat around mostly the entire time. So I guess the effects of driving 3 hours, not being very active, and then driving 3 hours home, and then trying to work out the next day was probably not the smartest idea. But the thing in my mind is when it came to working out the next day was I finished my training week on that Friday, and then we left Friday afternoon, early evening, spent a couple days there. And then Sunday, I got home around the evening time, I want to say between 7 or 8 o'clock. And then I went to go lift the next day thinking I would be fine because I didn't really skip any days of training. It's just that I didn't do anything between those training days. So I guess the not being super active, diet being fucking out of whack, and drinking alcohol contributed to me pulling my back on the Monday. Especially also up until the time of me leaving, I fucking hammered out a lot of content so I could schedule them for those 3 days and not worry about it because there was no signal or hardly any signal up there. So I scheduled all my posts in advance and recorded them, pre-recorded them before I left because I wouldn't be recording for 3 days roughly. So I had to take care of that business and to make sure I was ahead for Monday. So that was a stressful week along with the drives, not doing anything. And then Monday came along. Last Monday, I was doing SSB squats for around, I think it was like it was like 65% of my 1 rep max for 5 sets of 6 because the previous week I did a 5x5, so I just upped to 1 rep and I thought 1 rep was not going to make a whole lot of difference, especially with the weekend that I have. So I kind of just like, I don't want to say push through. I just thought it would have been like nothing. Wrong. So on the 3rd set, I believe on the 5th rep or 6th rep, I just felt my back pull, and this is where I injured it about 5 years ago, and I kind of just like flared up there. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll try and do something else. I did my seated good mornings. That went fine. It actually felt nice. And then I went to go do my Bulgarian split squats, and I just felt like my entire body was just like pulling and just going different ways. So I said, fuck it, I'm gonna take this day off and I'll come back tomorrow. Woke up the next day and I'm just like, still feeling a little wonky. If I did like barbell rows or something, maybe I could have like pushed through it or just did something else. So I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna take Monday, Tuesday off, take a push, take an upper body and lower body, and then I can kind of be even for Thursday, Friday's workout. That's fine. The plan was to work out Thursday. Wednesday, I was feeling better with my low back, but towards the end of the day on Wednesday, I pulled something in my upper back here where my scapula is, and it just like, I don't know, I went to bed Wednesday and I was just like in pain. I could barely move. I could barely like move my neck and everything. And then the Thursday, I woke up in pain still. So I don't know what the fuck happened. And I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to take the rest of the week off. And then, yeah, I didn't record any YouTube content because I was injured and in pain for a majority of the week. And I didn't start to feel better until like Saturday. So here I am. We are technically, I don't want to say restarting a training cycle. We are just easing back into training so I don't fuck up my back again or flare it up because it's actually feeling nice. Just my upper back is a little bit wonky, but I still have range of motion. So that's quite the introduction of how my week went and why I did not record last week. So hopefully you got through that and enjoyed some of my shenanigans and me being stupid, but also thinking that I would be fine. But if you kind of know where I'm coming from, yeah. So with that in mind, we are still doing, today is lower body strength day. And I'm kind of being a little bit wary with training going forward just for the next couple weeks. When it comes to my back, especially my low back where I injured it, I tend to be a little bit more cautious of how I train squats and deadlifts and rows, some rows. So when I pulled my back, my low bar is out of the game for another couple weeks. I actually was going to try and low bar, but with how my shoulder is, I might just omit low bar for the next little while, as much as I really want to get back into it. But low bar puts stress on it, and SSB doesn't put stress on it. But since SSB was the cause of it, I'm going to try throwing SSB on the lower body hypertrophy day and putting my heels on for that way, so I'm a little bit more upright and it doesn't piss off my back. So that helped out in the past, and not squatting in flats as much as I love squatting in flats. And belting up for light weights, so I have something to press up against with my core, and it takes pressure off my back. So yeah, we are switching some things around. I was doing a high bar for a little bit on hypertrophy day, and SSB was a strength day, so I'm just gonna flip-flop those a little bit. I was gonna do Hatfield on the hypertrophy day, but since I'm working with heavier weights and I can push myself, I don't want to put stress on my back. So we're just doing regular SSB with some heels to be more upright, and so I can go up and down. So yeah, lower body strength day. We are working with high bar today in heels to be more upright, and we're working with 210 pounds for 5 sets of 5. Easing back into training, I actually was going to do a little bit lower, but we'll see. It's only 60% of my 1 rep max. So you can figure out the math there, kind of thing. And yeah, we are just trying to ease back into training just a little bit. But since I did take the week off last week, you can call this a new training cycle or just a new introductory period, acclimation phase, whatever you want to call it. The idea is to get back into training in the swing of things, because September is when I start my cut, and I'm just going to enjoy training, enjoy the last of summer for a little bit, and just kind of, I don't know, just keep training. So the idea is to keep training, maintain training, or get back into training, enjoy summer, and then September is kind of like go time, because like that's where I start my diet, and then hopefully training cycle will ramp up, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So high bar squats in heels, sets of 5 at 210 pounds. First set, let's do this. Woo! Okay, I feel weak as shit. So luckily, I'm starting off semi-slow. Kind of happy that I'm starting with high bar, not SSB. Because the thing with SSB, it's a hybrid, in my opinion, of high bar squats and front squats, where the bar can keep you upright a little bit more, but it pushes you forward, if that makes sense, because the weights are more in front of you. So when you come out of the hole, it kind of like, your body goes like this. It's trying not to, where your hips come up first and then the weight comes up. So it puts a little bit of stress on your low back, depending on how you squat. And sometimes heels or no heels or squatting up flats can make a little bit of a difference in putting pressure on certain points of your body. And that's what I think I did on Monday. I'm not saying if you use the SSB, it's gonna piss off your low back. I think just like I said, sitting for almost the entire weekend, barely moving, and then getting back into training, especially being dehydrated, diet is all fucked up, alcohol was involved. Yeah, it's not conducive to training. So that's also partially it's entirely my fault, but also thinking like I would be fine. It's not how it works. If you're inactive and you don't do the normal things during your weekend, and then that lead up to the training day, like coming up, it's gonna get fucked up, because I normally would have done my 10,000 steps within those 3 days on the weekend, ate kind of my normal meals. So yeah, it is what it is. I got a few more sets. That was only my first set, so I'll see you guys for the next exercise. Most likely, it's gonna be deadlifts. High bar, all done. That actually felt pretty good. I unfortunately had to take a little breather, actually a quite long rest, because I forgot to make rice this morning, and I need to make rice for my post-workout meal. So it's all whatever. Anyways, those moved really well. Didn't feel it in my back, which was lovely. It kind of moved slower than I expected, but I'm just getting back in the swing of things. So we just kind of moving and grooving here. So yeah, that's still a work in progress. Next week, instead of 5 reps, I'll be doing 6 reps and slowly ramp up from there. And then we'll see what fucking happens. So yeah. And now we on to some deadlifts. I actually was going to do conventional, but the way my back is just like getting pissed off, I'm just going to opt for my strongest and the one that is not as low back fatiguing as conventional. So we are going to some sumo. And it's been a couple months, I want to say, since I hit sumo. So yeah, I have no expectations for this. My mobility isn't as good as it once was for sumo, so I probably will get fucked up after this session. We are doing triples at 285 pounds, and maybe I'll throw a hook grip back into the mix and see how that goes. But I haven't done hook grip in months because I've been using straps or these fake Versa grips here that I paid $10 for on AliExpress. So gains, discounts, saving money, all that good shit. So we'll see how these go. 135 moved pretty well. I can move 135 pretty easy, but 225 felt pretty fucking slow without a belt. So we're gonna see how these feel and move with a belt. So 285 pounds, sets of 3 sumo deadlifts. Okay, those felt fucking weird. Felt like my hips were wonky. They felt super tight, so probably not a good idea. Getting back in the swing of things, especially for a sumo, since that there was my 3rd time doing them in a couple months. So definitely have to fix my technique and see if I can kind of like wedge myself into the bar, get it to pop up, and then kind of go kind of thing. I'm really tempted to do some hook grip, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen today. So these are a work in progress. Love doing sumo. Didn't feel in my back, so I'm going to play it safe for the next couple months, probably with sumo. Who knows, maybe by the end of the year, I'll hit 500 just by me building up my conventional for the last little bit and then throwing in sumo back into the mix and then building up from here for the next 4 months, I want to say. We'll find out. Whatever. So I got a couple more sets, and I'll see you guys for the last exercise. Last and final exercise of the video, because I rambled on for so fucking long at the beginning, and also I think 3 exercises per video is kind of like a nice little pace, I guess you can say, to try to keep everything underneath 15 minutes as best as I can kind of thing. At least I can get 10 minutes once in a while, depending on how much I talk, but I did talk a lot in the beginning, so I'm not going to apologize for that. So sumo deadlifts done. I resorted back to hook grip. That felt okay. It still hurt. I had like no calluses in my thumbs. I guess I have some, and they took quite the beating. Really have to work my form and technique, work on my hook. I almost said hook grip. That's weird. Anyways, felt good. Every time I take a break off sumo and take a break off from sumo and go back to sumo, with the way I kind of like snap my knees when it comes to lifting, one of the knees takes quite the beating when I snap my knees. So this one, it kind of hurts right now, but anytime my knee hurts, I usually jump on the bike. I jump on the bike every day between 15 to 30 minutes, maybe 1 to 2 sessions, depending. But yeah, it feels good on the knee, and then that kind of takes pressure and pain off my knee. But yeah, every time I take a break from sumo and come back to sumo and I do my snapping of the, it's not like I forcefully snap to hyperextend. I just snap knees to lock them out and then push my hips through to lock out the deadlift completely. So yeah, my knees take quite the beating. Anyways, those felt really good. Felt awkward. I could feel my mobility was like super tight and just like everything was just fucked up, but is what it is. Now, last exercise is seated good mornings. One of my favorite exercises of all time, especially for low back rehab. Even though this kind of contradicts what I said of me not doing low bar position squats or low bar squats, because it puts pressure on my back with the way I come up, and it does affect my low back. I will be doing seated good mornings in a low bar position just because it doesn't like roll up in like it would for a high bar and like crush my neck or something. I feel a lot more safer than I do doing high bar position when I do seated good mornings. And it's a lightweight, and I kind of just like focus on the hamstrings and my low back stretch, and then I kind of just fire back up. So I'm pretty sure I can do 75 pounds for 12s pretty easily. It's not going to piss off my back. In fact, when I was rehabbing my back way back when, I actually did piss it off, especially towards the end of the 6 months that I was rehabbing it for a year and a half. these were crucial, and I periodized them where I got stronger at them. But since I am injured again, I have to dial back the volume or the intensity just a little bit, and then we'll work my way back up to around 95, 100 pounds, which would be lovely. So yeah, seated good mornings, 75 pounds, sets of 12 in the low bar position. Also, I know I also contradict myself with the shoulder thing. It is pissed off. But when I finish doing a low bar position, it feels nicer on the shoulder because it stretches it out. But I have to forcibly stretch it out. Not something I recommend, but yeah, that's just me. So yeah, low bar is gonna piss off my shoulder, but it's a safer position for me versus high bar. High bar is nice on my shoulder, but I could crush my neck if I if it rolls off my shoulder. So it is what it is, give and take kind of thing. I can never win. So let's do this. 11. Woo! Okay, those felt really good. I think I could have got 3 more reps, but I'm trying not to push it. And the reason I put this here is because I sat here. I don't want like ass juice in my face from myself. So it's just here to cushion and to kind of protect my face kind of thing. So, excuse me. Felt really good on the hamstrings and the low back, especially the low back. So I'm going to continue doing these, keep these in rotation. And I'll probably won't go back to regular good mornings for a little bit. Just because I can't, for some reason, I feel like I can't push the weight or the intensity on good mornings as I would like to. It feels like I'm just stuck at doing high reps with moderate weight, I guess you could say. But I just want to like push my good mornings a little bit instead of just doing fucking 30 reps or something dumb shit like that. And also, it does get tiring when you're in doing low bar, even with the SSB. It's just like, it like rolls up. So low bar is the way to go for good mornings for me, both ways. So I'll figure it out. I got a whole bunch of sets to do. I still have to do my split squats, core stuff, and a little bit of Nordic curls, and then that'll be the workout. So really love these. Hopefully it helps fix my back a little bit, and then I can get back to, I don't know, just trying to build some muscle, gain some strength. We'll see what happens. So comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you want some online coaching, there's some stuff in the description below, and we can book a free fitness consultation for 20 minutes, and hopefully I can help you on your fitness journey today. If you want to follow me on the social medias, I'm on TikTok as well as Instagram. It's at @MaximumOutput_training. I post every day, 2 to 3 times a day. So hopefully entertaining you guys and trying to, hopefully you guys can get some value out of my content. I try to make it like with value, with some entertainment, with a little bit of my personality. And as I get more comfortable doing these types of videos, like reaction and then putting my spin on it and what I think you should be doing versus what this person's doing. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy my content. So I'll catch you guys next week for another training vlog. Not too sure what it's gonna be. It's most likely gonna be an upper body day of some sort. But until then, enjoy your week because it is a Monday, it's the first day of the week. Enjoy your weekend and I'll catch you guys next week, guys. Peace.